today I want to go ahead and get a mob farm set up, the one that I was kind of talking about a couple episodes ago. And I have sort of a structure kind of set in place, and I want to leave this about 3 blocks out along this whole area because I think it'd be a really cool way to kind of get multiple builds on here. But this is sort of what I want. I want a little 5x5 area. I don't want to go too crazy because it's just me here playing by myself. And I want to have mob spawn in a 5x5 area and be pushed forward and land into a killing area. And then, which should be in this little area right here. We should be able to get them to fit right here. And I also want the build to sort of look like this build. I want to kind of keep the buildings looking relatively the same. And to do that, we would need some spruce and of course build up from here. And the mob area should be a little bit higher than everywhere else. I want them to land in this space right here. And then what we'll do is we'll have this be the floor and we can start killing mobs from here. So a good example, let's go ahead and create a just regular crafting table. So I have that out here. And let's just go ahead and show you with the slabs. So if the mobs are landing right here on this platform, then we can technically have a slab right here that actually goes, we would have to stand one higher, or actually one lower, sorry. We'd basically stand one lower. Of course, I would have this raised up, and we'd be standing on this sort of platform here. Let me go ahead and rearrange this. So if you're standing on this platform here, and think of this as the current area where the mobs are standing, and then we take a slab like this, and we have it here, then we can actually be right up on the mobs and they can't really affect us. So I think this would be a great place to have the slabs here and us standing in this little area. Which means this platform needs to be raised up a little bit for which the mobs will be spawning. And we don't want the Enderman to kind of teleport places, and we do need it tall enough for Enderman. So for that, we kind of need to keep in mind that this floor probably needs to be, let's see, at least this tall. So the mobs are falling down and getting stuck in here and they can't really go anywhere. So this needs to be like 1 block above this is where dirt is going to go. So as long as we have dirt on top of this, that should be plenty of room. So think of this as our base floor. I'm going to have to fill this in with cobblestone because we don't want mobs spawning down here. Or you know what? We might be able to use this as like a storage room somehow. No, I'll probably fill it in. There's no sense in us actually having this down here. So that this is going to be all filled with cobblestone. And then I'm going to raise this up a few blocks. So we're going to have this going up higher than this. This needs to be at least 1, 2, 3 blocks tall because Endermen need to spawn. And so I'm going to separate this with the wood. And the outside is going to be... We're going to try to make the outside look as much like a normal building as possible. It's going to look kind of similar to our other house over here. And we should be able to accomplish that, hopefully. And yeah, I'll even extend this out because this is going to be the entrance. Like, it's still a mob farm, but this is going to be the entrance to our whole area. So I think I have just about everything built up here. This is the structure that I went with. And I think it looks pretty good for a mob spawner. Over here, yeah, it kind of fits in with the rest of the build. So this was our original house, and like this is prefabs. I wanted to try and keep that same general design. So I think it works out pretty good for just a walk-in mob spawner. Now, I do need to go ahead and get this set up here, just like that. And we should be able to just swipe and kill ourselves right here. Now, I'm thinking about, is this going to fit everything? I think it should. I think everything should work here. Now we get to set up how things are going to work in the back. Now, we have these fans, right? And when you place these fans, it's going to move you. And it should move entities as well. You see the fan goes, and it moves, right? So, if we open this up, we can actually control the range. And I am going to do that, and I am going to disable the sound, as, you know, that's going to be kind of annoying. And then you can somewhat, if we weren't using shaders, you'd be able to see the preview. And if it doesn't require redstone. Well, I believe this still pushes through blocks. Let's just grab a piece of dirt, for example. And let's see. Will this push through a block? It doesn't. Push. Okay, so it does not seem to go through blocks. Now, I hope that it doesn't let light in. That's the only other thing that I might have to change. If so, all we got to do is a quick redesign of our build. and we should be fine, right? So let's go ahead and place these where I want them to go. They're going to go right back here on this build. And inside here, let's go ahead and go inside. Right here is kind of where I want them to be. So if we can get them right here, then we should be good. This is control the speed. We don't want them to be that fast. Just, you know, getting them over where they need to go. So if we put all of them down, they should push the mobs and land, and they'll land in this little area down below. Now, I'm pretty sure this is letting light in. Yeah, I'm almost positive. I think the only other way to tell is by hitting F3 and close this up. And yeah, the light level is 9 and 10. That is definitely not mob spawn worthy. So the only other thing I can potentially do is just cover this up in the back with, you know, some sort of block, and just make it feel like it's covered. Like we can just do this, right? And then we can still hook our levers to the back of this, and they'll all turn on. Boy, that gets loud. Okay, so we definitely need to disable the fan sound. We don't want the sound going at all. Keep this thing a little bit quieter. And then the range. We're gonna bring the range down to about 7 blocks, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this will be 6, and we need it to at least be pushing further than that. So I think 7 is going to be the magic number. Hopefully it's not accounting for its own block, but still, even if it is, then 7 should be a good number for that. All right, so that should work, and that should be pushing mobs, right? We turn this on. It's not making noise anymore, but it should be pushing. Yes, and it is definitely pushing me. I don't even want to jump in there because I know it's going to start pushing. What I don't want it to do is push me. And it won't push through blocks, so we should be fine. Now, the only thing to do is to light this area up by using a drop of evil, and to get this going. Now, I don't really have a way of stopping this, like by shutting it off. So what I'm going to do is make a redstone lamp, and we'll just use levers on it. And that should be enough to stop mobs. So, redstone lamp. We'll just go ahead and make that real quick. And we'll just need another lever. And this should hopefully be able to turn it on and off. Just having a single light source should be enough. It's only 5 blocks, so that should be plenty. And I could probably even place it right up here. Right? This would be directly above. And we can probably place it right here. I don't think there's any, yeah, there's nothing blocking it. So just place it there and turn that off, right? Turn it like this, and that will shut it off. Perfect. I think we're just about ready. All we got to do is take this wood and place our stuff, and we're ready to go. I'm for some reason missing one more piece of wood. By the way, I figured out how to hop on my dog, by the way. I want to show you that as well. Let's go ahead and grab our one piece of spruce. And we're just about ready to have this mob spawner going. By the way, to get on here, you jump. You have to jump and then right click. And then, of course, you can jump over stuff. You gotta love it. Look at these, this is a little waggedy tail. I'm a huge person riding this dog. Don't recommend that in real life. How's that, Fletcher? Fletcher the dog. Fletcher the big boy dog. Alright, so just about ready. All we gotta do is place this. I do kind of want to stand here and watch it, so it is really satisfying to watch this happen. But we'll place this down. Ooh, look at that already. And we'll close it up. And that should be completely dark. You're going to want complete darkness. And let's flip our light. And mobs should start spawning here and landing down into this area. Hopefully. Unless that's disabled. I wouldn't know why it would be disabled. Right now, we're not getting any mobs yet. So, I don't know. Maybe it is disabled or for some strange reason. Oh, nope. There we go. We already have mob spawning. They may be the ghosts, but at least they're mobs, right? There are mobs in here, and they are being spawned. Okay. So now that that is a thing, we can also set up a vacuum hopper. And the vacuum hopper should automatically pull the items into it and experience if we don't get any. So yeah, here's what I was looking at. Potentially these mobs. And what we can eventually do is set this to be automated. I don't have to kill these things myself, right? We should be able to use other things to affect these mobs, right? We should. Inevitably that's the goal. Yeah, this is picking stuff up and picking up experience. I might even see if I can't place this in the floor down here. See if I can't place this in the floor and make it a little bit better. Boy, it is some creepy sounds. So place that right here. Will that still pick up the items? Say we don't pick them up, but will it work? It does seem like it definitely drags the items. Okay, yeah, that works a lot better. So having that down there is working. It's so weird not being able to see the mobs I'm killing. Now, we could make this somewhat automated. So there are a few different things that can automatically kill mobs in this pack. They do it kind of slow, and I don't know if all of them give off experience or not. But let's take a look at dungeon tactics. So dungeon tactics definitely has a few things up its sleeve as far as that, and that's the I don't know how it's pronounced. I know what they are, but the caltrops, is that what it's called? Caltrops. They're like spikes that have multiple different. They usually have 4 spikes sticking out. So when you throw them on the ground, it's usually all spikes will be pointed up at least, no matter which way they rotate. But yeah, all it requires is just some flint. Like 3 of those in flint, and you get yourself 1 of them, right? We should have some flint. If not, I can easily make some with gravel. Let's go ahead and make a few, because I do want to make a few of these. So there's also poisonous ones too. We can just tip those and technically give them poison, which, I mean, wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see if we can get enough. I don't know if that's going to be enough. That's 4 or 5. Okay, that's perfect. That's enough. And poison would, of course, definitely hurt them even more, and we just poison them over time. But yeah, this spawner should work. Look at that. We should have just mobs building up. Endermen and everything should eventually spawn in this thing. Or should be able to. If it was bigger, it would, of course, spawn more. But yeah, we should be able to just place these where mobs aren't standing currently. And look at that. They're taking damage. So now they're going to take damage like 1 heart at a time. And slowly but surely take damage. And then this is going to pick up the items. Little slow, but will eventually work. And you can see the items will be picked up, and we'll head in here. Probably not experience, but we can leave that up to ourselves, right? No experience, but it does pick up the items, which is great. So I went ahead and made a drum just for this, to go ahead and set the experience up to the top here. And that's going to just drain the experience that is picked up by this and put it here. Hopefully, I know it's getting pretty loud. Hopefully, the items still get picked up. Oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh, that makes some awful noises, doesn't it? Looks like items are still getting collected on the top. I might have to change how this is functioning. So another idea, not just using these things that are on the ground. I'm thinking about trying to put fans right here. And of course we can block this off. I'm not too concerned about the side areas because there are, let's see, logs here. We have grass. I can definitely fill this in with like some dirt. And you would never even know. So, like right in this area. Let me figure out where exactly this is going to be. So if we place it here and here, we can place a fan that is pushing on both directions. Like this and this. And that way it pushes them to a central location. I think we can get this working pretty well. So let's break that. Place a piece of dirt. And then utilize some levers. I think this could work out pretty well. I'm going to kind of place this here. You would never even know. And like I said, place a lever on the side. And then we're going to work with using a mechanical user. And see if that works as well. So, you are going to need a wrench for the mechanical user. Now, mechanical users are great. We're going to kind of look at those here in a second. We're going to see, because I think this will put off experience. This is the only thing it should do experience for us. Let's get a lever. Couple of them. And let's try this, because I'm trying to find out, like, I want a way to build up experience, because we will need that storage of built experience. So if I place it here, I'm hoping this thing doesn't get too blocked off. If so, we can always fix it. So if we place this here, it's going to be facing the wrong way. How can we this wrench is not going to let us rotate it, is it? We're going to have to get in here to rotate it. I was hoping that was the case, that would not be the case, but looks like it is. We're going to have to figure this out on our own. That's okay. Like, placing this down is not a big deal. Alright, let's go ahead and get this. We'll use a slab to get up here. I just need to place this like so. Awesome. So that should be ready to go. And then we can fix everything else, get everything else situated back here. Place that, get that situated. Now, this right here, this should be ready to go. We gotta place down our lever. That'll turn that loud fan on. Make sure to change this. And then also set this to a low 4. Sound low 4. Okay. Now that should be perfect. I love the growl sound on the stomach. Alright, so we need to change how this works. I'll set this to always on, right? And we have generic click, we have place block, we have use block, and we have activate block with item. We want to set this to, this will be left click, and set it to entity. And it should be upper left hand slot. So this should attack mobs that land in that slot. It should. It should attack them, I think. And it shouldn't need grid power in order to do that. For some reason, this fell is not being pushed. Was that just killed? Can't tell. So we have... Yes, there it goes. Okay, so it is punching. This is over here for some reason. I'm kind of confused. Maybe this these fans are not working that well with them. Control the speed. Let's take the speed down to 3. Set this to 2. Set this to 2. Maybe that'll force them into the center. I think that's working a little bit better. But I'm seeing like experience get built up here. And I don't know if that's being sucked into the hopper or not. But I do see items building up here. The only other thing I can think of to fix that is to have multiples of these. Or maybe I might be able to get this to work if it's right here. So yes, it's working right here. Okay, perfect. So if that's the case, then I'll just set this up a little bit different. And what I'll do is I'll have this. Of course, it's going to get pulled up in here. I'll just have this placed here. And then we have like an automated mob farm. And it should be like user based, so it is getting experience. And experience will be built up into here. And now we're going to get our storage system set up, which is going to help store and house all of the stuff that is being built up over here. Looks like some things do get kind of... I guess things can't be picked up because we're full, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and get our storage set up. Now that I got my cable buried and ready to go, we have a couple of things to set up to get our storage up and running. And that is, I need to now transfer the items from here into our storage network, which is linked all the way to our house. And to do that, I'm going to hook this up here, and then we're going to tilt this. You can hit Control O to remove JEI temporarily. And we're going to go to the bottom here and just add this, and hopefully this will connect. If not, it does. Okay, it connected. Items right here should be able to be pulled out. And I don't think it needs to be anything in particular. Let's see. It is slowly pulling things out. You can see right here, it's pulling things out, going into this. And I think that's about it. It doesn't have to be very fast, I don't think. Yeah, it is pulling items out, and all of that is heading back into the inventory. And then, of course, we just fill this back in. All that cabling. And then, of course, finish this off. And, of course, we're left with a little bit of ugliness there, but we'll fix that later on. But we're building up all of this good stuff, all based on a diamond sword being in here, automatically killing things. And, of course, I can turn this back on. And let's go set up our storage system. Now, there is a mod in here that allows for a lot of storage. I know we spent most of the day here working on infrastructure, which we do need to get set up because, I mean, where else are we going to store items? But this right here is where things really matter. I have a storage link cable. I need to place the colossal chest interface here. Now, a colossal chest is really cool, right? We can basically make a giant chest. So what we do is we leave the middle hollow. I'm going to place my core right here in the front. Think of this as the lock on the front of the chest. This right here is the interface, the way I can access it. And I'm just going to build a hollow structure. Not this. We need that open. But basically, I'm building a hollow structure here. Let's go ahead. I should have had an axe on me. Don't I have an axe? I do have an axe. Wow, that could be a lot faster. Let's go ahead and place this. So yeah, we just kind of leave the center hollow, and voila, we get this massive chest. Now, this should be hooked to it. Let me just break it and place it back just to make sure that this is on there. It looks like it did connect to it. I just want to make sure that it is connected there and hooked there appropriately. And what we're going to do is, this is a massive inventory. It can store so many items. Yeah, should be able to get the job done, and should now allow for our mob farm to thrive, and we shouldn't have to worry about holding our items. So let's take a look. Cobble. I do have a little bit of this. We can kind of fix a few things. I'm going to fix this in our floor. And voila, we have a huge storage. I still think a lot of our storage over here hasn't even been filled up. So things are looking pretty good. By the way, we're going to start seeing those things show up as they've been killed, which is going to be hilarious. And they do give us some really good items as well. So let's see, storage. Let's just take a look at loot or bags. So here are like just some of the bags that we are getting from their mob farm, and it's barely even been running, right? And another good thing is we're not the ones killing the mobs. So our difficulty shouldn't be increased because of the mobs killed in that mob farm, right? Look at that, we're getting food. We get a lumberjack bag, which should give us either wood or some saplings. And a potion bag, which should give us some potions. Nice. So we are getting some stuff. This is going to be continuously running, and should do fine. Now, whenever we get, there are some epic loots that we might be able to find that can give us swords and stuff that do have a lot more durability than just this diamond here. But it does seem like this is doing a fantastic job. The items are going in here and collecting, like Inferium Essence and stuff, which is going to be useful for mystical agriculture. Hearts that are dropping, all those things are fine. And we're building up a ton of experience, which is awesome. So any experience that we build up will be experience that we use for enchanting later on. And there's a lot of cool things that we can do with enchanting. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know it was a little less of the adventure, but I mean, to be honest, I think we're going to need this mob farm to be up. And I think the design of it looks pretty good. It almost looks like it has that kind of dragonish base to it, just like my helmet. And I think that kind of fits the whole theme. So guys, this isn't the only build we're going to be doing. We have a lot more builds to come, and this was just a very simple mob farm. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.